Libra, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early January 2026. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in energy and see what's happening for the lovely Libra collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for the lovely Libras in early January 2026? We're starting a brand new calendar year. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Libra in early January. What's the vibe here? Guys, let's get this first card out nice and quick for my good friends. Here we go. Take it. Cool. All right, this card, it always puts a little smile on my face because I think the imagery is funny, like with the lady and the tree growing out of her head. But there is some really good symbolism here in this card. It's not just like a funny little image, which I don't know, it just tickles my funny bone for some reason. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the January subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So as you can see, we have this lovely lady wearing a mask. She has that tree growing out of her head, and importantly, the tree is bearing fruit. Notice that there's books, so that could be like about knowledge or communication. There is something here that is very active mentally. Now, Libras are an air sign, usually are very active mentally in one form or another. But this card does lean positive to me because it's either good, fresh ideas, or so whether there's something you're brainstorming, whether there's an issue or a problem you're dealing with. To me, this is a card of creativity and creative solutions. So there could be a lot of things that you could deal with by thinking a little bit outside of the box. Or if like you think about it long enough, you're going to figure it out. Like there's dots connecting, there's eureka moments, there's like aha moments, which I really love about this card. Now, for some of you, you could be on a search for information when this card is here too, because it's like I'm feeding my brain, I'm taking in a stream of information. And I saw something similar in the Gemini reading. So we do have that very strong mental activity. The only downside to this card, obviously, could be the overthinking, right? Because there's so much going on, so much information. Just make sure you're not overwhelming yourself in the mind when this is here, or overstimulating yourself. But we're just going to put her down right there. Maybe even communication with all the written word. But we're just going to let her chill out. She can keep doing whatever it is she's doing. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Libras. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was centered around communication last week. The reading was titled An Explosive Talk. Now, that's not always a bad thing. To me, when I title something, I always use simple titles anyway. But an explosive talk to me is either one that comes in completely out of the blue, out of nowhere, or one that can intensify quickly, where it's like just a run of the mill conversation, and then before you know it, it's just hyper intense. So just know that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? It's all about your awareness, my good friends. Let's get you 3 cards here. What do we got for the lovely Libras, please, in early January? Okay, the deck is being specific. There we go. I'll take, okay. Little devil. All right. I have to look at that. And you know, I'm not going to tank the reading just because we start with the devil. I mean, at the time of this filming, I do believe we are still in Capricorn season, zodiacally. So this is the Capricorn card. Maybe it's going to show us something about this time frame. Well, let's keep going. Let's keep going. That card is a lot of depth. 5 of Cups, Libra. What is this? What is this, or who is this? Let's get one more. Let's get one more. Okay. Page of Cups, cool. So this energy does lighten the proverbial load when we get to the back end. Lots of water. I mean, the elemental combination is usually pretty good, but let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, For those of you that watch on a regular basis, you know I always like to analyze the elements. Always very important. It tells us how the energy flows. And you have the earth water combination, which is generally good. Right here, we have the Page of Cups, the Five of Cups, big water energy, the realm of feelings and emotions, the internal world. It's, it doesn't always have to be a bad thing. It's just feeling a lot or feeling things intensely. So that could be a thing with so much water. There's a big focus on the heart when there's a lot of water in a spread. It could be creativity, artistic expression, all that good stuff. We don't always have to just harp on the usual suspects. But yes, it can also represent partnerships, connections, solitude here in the center. So, like, there's these competing energies I'm already picking up. The big downside to water is that it's always in flux. So, for some Libras, there might be certain situations that are up in the air right now where it's not clearly defined or there's a lot of up in the air energy. And then here in the front, we have Earth, total opposite, where like this energy's up in the air. No, this one is stuck. Earth energy can be good, right? It can represent our feelings of stability. It could be our feelings of groundedness. It could represent money, finances, work related things, school related things, home and family. But at the same time, Earth energy is planted. Now, the combination of both does represent blessings to me, even though we have two cards that could classically be seen as challenge cards. But again, this doesn't have to be your energy, it could be someone else. Let's go through and start building it out piece by piece. First position, we're starting with a big hitter. We have the devil. And we see him sitting there. I already mentioned it's the Capricorn card. And if you're a Capricorn cross watching, don't get upset about this. You guys get the devil card due to the goat symbolism. Okay. And I'm not just going to tell you all the negatives alone of this card. I'll give you the positives. So maybe you have Capricorn placements. Maybe, as I already mentioned, it's going to show us something that's coming your way in Capricorn season, which at the time of filming we are currently in. Now, the good things about the devil. Anything financial is highly favored when this card shows up, believe it or not. Anything material world is highly favored when we have the devil card. It can be very stable. It's a very rock solid, predictable type of energy. Um, and it's great for monetary abundance. But when we get to the challenging aspects of the devil, it could represent an energy that feels lodged. This could represent a situation or problem you may have been dealing with for a long time. You may just have an overall feeling of feeling stuck, feeling like I'm running on a treadmill or I'm treading water, so to speak. The devil can be toxicity. It could represent addictions. It could represent jealousy. It could represent hyperfixations. So there's a lot of different things this devil could represent. It could represent bad behaviors, bad thoughts. So I don't want to just put it in that box of this definitely has to be a warning, but we do need to really take a close look at it because it's something where it's like once it's under the skin, it's there for a very long time. This is very sturdy, stable energy. So we will take a look at that devil and see what's up. Now, moving to the center, we have the Five of Cups. Now, although this is also a classic challenge card, there are some positives to this as well. And we see our pal here all dressed up in black, and he's very goth, very emo, very upset. And this card, a lot of readers like to call the River of Tears. So I always say with challenging cards, they're always on a spectrum. So it could be something very minor. Maybe you're just feeling a little gloomy. Maybe you have that holiday hangover happening. Maybe you're feeling like emotionally zapped for whatever reason. Like it doesn't always have to be crying rivers, literally, but it can be, right? It can be brokenheartedness. It can be solitude. It could be feeling lonely. It could be longing for somebody. It's upset and it's down. So we do want to look at it further. So just like the devil, it could represent a situation or problem. But the good thing about the Five of Cups is it's very temporary. Right? Like when we go from the devil to a five, that does indicate a shift or a change in energy. So it's like growing pains, so to speak, where I need to get over the hump. So I mean, there's good aspects to this. I'm not going to say I like this card or love it, but there are good aspects to the Five of Cups where something you might be going through, even if it's been for a while, even if it feels like you're not getting through it, this energy, it's temporary. It's not permanent, even if it seems like it is. Now, moving to the back end real quick, we have what could be a silver lining of this reading, because to me it did feel like it raised the vibration when it came out. We got the Page of Cups. Now, for some of you, you might be connected to a water sign, so Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. If that's not the case, pages could represent youthfulness, they could represent children. They represent new, so there's like a new youthful vibrance to this card, which I really do like. Pages, they represent new things, learning new things specifically. So they're all students, but they're also messengers. So could this be a talk of some kind? Especially with all this energy, is there something you need to get off your chest? Is there something that has been unsaid that needs to be said? That's very possible when we have this Page of Cups. Could this be an energy that's approaching you? 100% with the Page of Cups. So there is a bigger focus on emotional offers and conversation with the Page of Cups compared to the other pages. Downside to the Page of Cups, very unsure. It could be like a shy energy. It's not the most reliable energy. So we have some stuff we need to really sift through here, Libra. I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here for my lovely Libras. And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Devil. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Libra, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, let's see what's up with this Devil card. Maybe we'll get some silver linings, my friends. Why is the Devil here? Okay. Yeah, it's just something that I can't help but continue to revisit, whether it's like mentally, emotionally. We have the Chariot in reverse. This energy, I don't want to just use like a cliche word like stuck, but if you look at the meanings of the cards, even on the intuitive sense, when I see the Devil with the Chariot in reverse, it's like, all right, this is not going anywhere. So for some of you, maybe it is a situation or a problem where it's like, listen, you gotta face it head on in one way or another. Which I know for Libras, you don't always like to face things like aggressively head on like an Aries, but when I see the Chariot in reverse underneath the Devil, either this is something that keeps popping back up or something that's not going anywhere. Like that's the vibe. So whether it's a situation, whether it's a person, whether it's a problem, either it keeps coming back or it's not going nowhere. Like there's just something about it where it's like it's here and I don't know what to do. Like the energy is just there. For some of you, it could be a behavior, it could be a thought process, it could be a habit, it could be any of those things. Now, does that mean it's gonna stay there forever? I'm not saying that. Like we still have like a lot of energy to look through, and we're just looking at this week. But don't be surprised this week if things pop back up. Feelings, situations, people, you name it. It's like an old pattern, kind of, but not. It's like the most peculiar thing where it's like this energy's here and it's not going anywhere, so I have to learn to live with it. It's like giving me that kind of energy. Let's keep going. Let's keep going here, Libra. The energy just feels very firm, stuck in place, right? Because like the Chariot, if you're not connected to Cancer, and this is the Cancer Capricorn axis we're seeing here, it's not making much progress. Like the energy, it feels stuck in place. It feels like it's not making the progress that it should. So let's go in on the Five of Cups. We'll see what that has. Remember, we're going to keep an eye on this page because that could be where the energy starts to shift, hopefully. So why is the Five of Cups here? And again, this could be someone else's feeling. It doesn't even have to be yours, right? So, can control it. Okay, we have the Emperor in reverse underneath the Five Cups. I can't help this feeling. I can't fight this feeling anymore. But I want to start singing this song. But yeah, Emperor, big Aries vibes. And when I see it in reverse, like, because remember, the Emperor is the King of Kings, right? Um, Huge when it comes to authority figures, people that are in supposed positions of authority, shot callers. Remember, the Emperor's the king, so it controls a narrative and it controls a situation. So if you're not dealing with an Aries, when I see this Emperor in reverse under the Five of Cups, it's like I'm feeling feelings that I can't help but feel. Right? And that's usually how emotions work, right? But it's like the more, like, it doesn't matter if I explain something to myself logically, it doesn't matter if I get advice, it doesn't matter if I watch a YouTube video or a YouTube reading. It's like I still feel this thing, and like nothing I am doing or nothing I am ingesting is changing the way I feel. That's the big vibe I'm picking up here. So I am a believer that anything and anyone can change, right? Like that's what life is about. But all this energy here in the front, it feels pretty lodged in place for one reason or another. Now, what's the reason? I can't tell you from a 6 card spread, honestly. But yeah, the Emperor in reverse under the Five of Cups. I would say this: watch out for situations, especially with work, with like bosses, people in management positions of authority, because the Five of Cups and this could be someone that makes your life a little bit more difficult. But aside from that, it's like I just can't help but feel this feeling. And maybe that's the way to work through it, right? To like really feel the feeling, let the floodgates open and feel the thing. No suppression. Let's go in on the Page of Cups. If this isn't you, this is somebody going through a rough one for sure. Like this, and I don't like to start off the new year like this, but it does feel like someone that they're hurting. Their mind might be a bit of a mess. I don't want to say it's anxious, nervous. It just feels rough. It does. Let's go in on the Page of Cups. So this could be any variety of different problem or situation. How's the page here? Okay, maybe we need to air something out. It's very possible. Okay, so we have the Lovers in reverse underneath this Page of Cups. So for a lot of you, this could either stem from a miscommunication with somebody or not being able to talk to somebody as well, where it's like, man, I just wish I could talk to them. I wish I could pick their brain. Like there's this longing to speak with somebody. Now that could show up for a variety of different reasons, right? For another portion of you, this is an energy where it's like, I don't want anything new. I want what I like. It's giving me that kind of energy where it's like, I don't want anything new. I want what I want. I want what I like. It's giving me that kind of energy. Now the Lovers could represent soul ties, soul connections, right? In the upright, it's usually beautiful with the Archangel Raphael. Normally, it can represent healing and stuff like that. So when I see it in reverse underneath this Page of Cups, either one, Spirit might want you to have some sort of conversation with somebody. Maybe that would be very healing for you. That's very possible. But the energy so far feels very unhealed. And I'm not saying it's you, and there's no judgment here. But somebody is carrying something with them that is unresolved. Now, could communication help a little bit? Possibly. I don't feel like I can unlock all the answers here, especially if this is hitting for you like in every way. It feels very complex and nuanced. But yeah, this Page of Cups with the Lovers in reverse, it's like I just wish I could speak to them. I wish I could talk to them. And again, that doesn't have to be romance. It could be someone that's no longer present on this material world. It could be a whole variety of different stuff. But just watch the miscommunications as well. Let's go through and do a quick recap. So this energy is a little clunky this week, Libra. And again, if it's somebody else's, they're going through something. The energy does feel a little bit messy. But if you look here in the box, position number one, we have the Devil with the Chariot in reverse underneath it. Very lodged in place, very stuck. There could be a situation that either it keeps popping back up, it keeps flaring back up, it keeps returning, or it's one where it's like it's lodged in place and it's not really going anywhere, no matter what you try, what method. It's like the energy's there. Into the middle, we have the Five of Cups with the Emperor in reverse. If you don't have any dealings with an Aries, this energy to me could either one be issues with people in positions of authority, so watch out for tension with that, especially with work or school related things. But for another portion of you, it's like I can't help but feel the way I feel, and it's like it doesn't matter, no matter what I do, I still feel the thing. Um, it's not going to be like that permanently, but it might feel that way. It's rough. Like this energy does feel like it's a bit of a mess, and I don't say that in a disparaging way. It just feels like it's in working through a lot of different things at once. Moving to the back end, we have the Page of Cups with the Lovers in reverse. So soul tie, soul connection, wishing you could still speak to someone, or wishing they would speak to you. Watch out for miscommunications and stuff like that. But there is this unhealed energy, and I was also getting this energy where it's like I don't want new. I want what I want. I want what I like. I want what's mine. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, Libra. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge, they could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff happening here, Libra. Lots of stuff. That's okay. Okay. Empress. Cool. So funny that we have like the Lovers, the Emperor, and now in the shadows we have the Empress, which is actually one of the Libra power cards, which could actually give us more of a silver lining here within the spread itself. Now, again, since it is one of your power cards that could represent anything with self-confidence or how you view yourself. So whether it's Spirit giving you a little shot in the arm and saying, Libra, don't be so hard on yourself. You're doing better than you think. You're doing great. I love it for that. But don't be so hard on yourself as well. Even if this reading didn't hit, whatever pops up this week and next week, Spirit's like, just be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. That's like really important with the Empress because she's very nurturing, loving, and caring. And especially when she's like one of your power cards, that's a big thing. But a big downside to the Empress, sometimes she is that stuck feeling like we saw with the Devil. So there is like this energy that seems lodged for some reason, but we're just going to let her chill right there, Libra. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the January subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, or if you'd like to see what 2026 has in store for you, you can book a personal reading with me at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The January schedule's already up, so you could go check it out and see what's available. It's going quick, but for the January subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's absolutely adorable and is great for readers of all skill levels. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments from today's reading which card spoke to you the most. Even if the reading didn't quite hit, which card was giving you those warm and fuzzies or really caught your attention. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.